What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Live with Lindy. It is MLB research time. I am Eric Lindquist. You can follow me at Eric Lindquist over on X. I'm Lindy. It's going to be fun times talking about baseball all week long. We got a lot to get to. We have a ton of plays on the card already. Some of it I'm not in alignment with the legs of the bat and our ballpark pal. And then there's other ones that I am. And it's just like all these projection sources getting updated morning of. We'll say, please don't ask me your questions about these projection sources night of. They're not updating them. They're not updating them the way that they should be. There's going to be tons of things that change between then and now. However, there's one thing that very much I was in alignment with. Holy mother of God. Some of those San Francisco opening numbers were trash on home runs. Remember, we're at Kauffman. I've talked repeatedly about Kauffman and how that's going to look in the summer. When I met you in the summer. And then also Sutter Park. Thank God for that yesterday. 2 for 2 on home run plays. Oh my God. What is life? What is life? Got a pair of them of teammates again today. San Francisco Giants. Going to be good times. So looking forward to that for sure. Man, dude, I have been staring at that all day. I'm very, very worried. Very worried. Every projection source has him in at 15 pitches. It was a glute issue, and he ended up getting pulled early. Well, he just had an abbreviated start before the All-Star break, and then the glute issue. I have been staring at that for at least, I looked at it first last night into today. I thought Ryan Weathers, we missed the boat a little bit on 16.5. Now he's at 17.5. I ended up betting that, not as much of a pick'em one. I think there's one that I'm also a little bit, I think there's a lot of pick'em value that exists on the board for today. Played one card here so far, but I have a lot that are coming. I've tailed a couple from people in the Discord as well, and fantasy projections are way too low on some guys over on Prize Picks. I saw Riley Green was at 4.5 from my guy Waylon Jennings, posted about that this morning. It's like at 6 a.m. my time. That didn't help me out. But overall, feeling really good about the pick'em streets for today. But Underdog, we got a lot to kind of sort through as far as what the best are, what the worst are. Claude told me, okay, dude, do you know pick'em? You probably have access. Most states now you can play pick'em in conjunction with sports betting. So you can also play prediction markets, things of that nature. You can find better than minus 132 on DeGrom. So tell Claude to get its shit together. And also don't use AI to just tell you what's a good bet and what's not, because that's not going to go very well for you. No pick'em? Well, that's a bummer because we're able to get that at minus 122 on Prize Picks right now if we want it. Braxton Ashcraft, I talked about that. He's available on pick'em at 6.5 now. Got ripped off the board at the tail end of last night. It's buoyed back a little bit. I understand what the market's doing there. We'll talk about the ins and outs of every play so far. But first, if you could, hit that like button for me, that subscribe button, that notification bell, and I'll get all the business out of the way. Promo code second half. Hey, I'm not a dunce cap completely. I can actually win bets. That's cool to know from yesterday. Still got hooked like crazy. The freaking, Jake McCarthy, hook. Ryan Johnson goes over by 0.5, hook. Last batter. Thanks, Dylan Dingler, you piece of dog doo-doo. But we got the Cruz and Abrams home runs. Boy, do we need that. All I do is hit 5 of 6 or 4 of 6 and pick them. So if you're coming for 6 of 6, you come to the wrong place. But overall, I'm going to make you money over a long-term sample size. This much is known. This much is known. Question that points in time last week. Hook, 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 hook. I feel like Robin Williams just watching Dustin Hoffman. Hook! Rufio. Anyway, second half, that is the promo code. And then, of course, Baby Lindy 50. You guys want to check out the Odd Shopper tools, which I'm going to be sharing throughout this video. Odd Screen, Liquidity Tool, Tailing Sharp Action, Live In-Game EV Tool. I can't help you out with that one at the moment, but you can help yourself out with it while those games are going on and get some more action down for sure. It's a 7-day free trial. Free 99 is the best 99. Plus, you can lock in 50% off either your first week or your first month. Don't know what are you waiting for? That's not a song. I just made it up now. Show me what I'm looking for is a song. Anyway, let's get to some plays, shall we? You can follow me over at tails.bet/Lindy, or just head to oddshopper.com and click on the Tails Expert Picks. Myself, a lot of other sharp people posting on a day in, day out basis. Bet tickets, every bet that I'm firing up. And let's go back to the very beginning. A very good place to start. Julie Andrews taught me that Sound of Music circa, I don't know, long fucking time ago. It's based in World War II, for God's sake. Edelweiss, Edelweiss. Anyway, we got ourselves some goodness here. First MLB play for me. Minnesota Twins, Cleveland Guardians. Actually not even sure about CLV here in this one. Still looking like you can get some really nice numbers. Even money there. Not great hitting weather in Cleveland. Not great hitting weather. And obviously we've got some guys who can hit. We get Byron Buxton back, which I did not expect last night when I recorded. So I understand why this is slightly moved against it, but I'm still pretty much in favor, even though we've got a really good, accidentally clicked out of it. That's a bad idea. Kind of need that tab, Eric. Kind of need that tab. Make Money Monday is here. I hope so. Let's make a Prize Picks pop. I already made a Prize Picks. I'll cover that for you. And then I think you can make a lot of them yourself. I ended up doing some Dallas fantasy score stuff for my guy DK DFS. He's pretty sharp. He knows what he's talking about. Oh my God, did I do a lot of research last night? This is what happens when, you're trying to avoid your family or feeding hour, or I don't know. I love my wife. Anyway, Braxton Ashcraft, plus 110. Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous opening number. You can get minus 115. There's a couple of them inside of that. Could not disagree with the bat more. Could not disagree with the bat more. Had somebody bring up the bat to me in my DMs and I almost slapped them across the face. Here's the thing. We got to talk about Poisson. We got to talk about, there are range of outcomes. There are built-in K rates. There are things that are just so easy to do with AI now. So easy. I'm not looking for plays through AI. I am looking for distributions. I am looking to make simulations. I'm looking to do things better for you. That's what I've been doing. I've been trying to do things better for you. That worked in reverse last week. Fortunately, all we had was Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday in terms of baseball. Sunday, recovery from a Saturday where it wasn't heavy, it was just bad. It made me feel like I didn't know what I was doing. I feel like I know what I'm doing. But betting early, Braxton Ashcraft, plus 110. I think it's still pick 'em viable. I do. I do not agree with anything here, and I know why it's happening. I know because the bat is sitting at 6. The bat also has a lineup that I don't agree with for today. So people are in my DMs being like, oh, Eric, what's going on with this? I don't understand. Well, you don't have to understand. You just have to understand that some of this isn't, they have the wrong lineup. And if you have 3 or 4 righties in a New York Yankees lineup today, I think you're incorrect. They're going to roll out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lefties. 7 of them. 7 left-handed bats. Why does this matter? Well, because I've been betting Braxton Ashcraft since Nam. Since way back when. Way down yonder where nobody goes. That's where I go. And I have been betting Braxton Ashcraft since his first start of the season. Over 4.5, over 5.5, over 5.5, over 6.5, over 6.5 plus money. It's been awesome. He's lost one bet where I've taken his overs. And all I do is find out when he's facing more lefties. That's all I do. Where is he facing more lefties? 31.5% K rate against lefties, 22.7% against righties. If there are 4 or 5 righties, I typically stay away. If there are 7 lefties that are coming in your eye hole, phrasing, Braxton Ashcraft looks awesome. Looks awesome. I don't get it. Grisham, he's been more strikeout immune, but he's left-handed up against a guy with a 31.5% K rate. Ben Rice, same dealio. Goldschmidt strikes out against righties a lot, and for what it's worth, the last month, this slider has had a lot better swinging strike stuff, and this curveball is just ridiculous. This curveball, since day one of breaking down Braxton Ashcraft, I'm like, oh, when this guy starts, it's going to get saucy. That curveball is just stupendous, marvelous. These guys are not going to have very much fun. Jazz. You like Jazz? Finally got off the schneid yesterday. Pretty shitty season for him. And then, well, goes yard, maybe salvages something. We'll see. I don't think Caballero freaks me out all that much. Goldie's still a strikeout artist. I mean, this is just an awesome, awesome spot. Better pitching weather, better pizza, Papa John's. 79, much cooler than it's been there in New York in recent weeks. Wind's blowing across here. That's not going to help your lefties out a whole hell of a lot. Does make me kind of interested in Valdez, but bet Ryan Weathers over outs. Purely, I mean, doubleheader yesterday. We'll get into the ins and outs of that. Hey, I agreed with Ballpark Pal. You can't get mad at me. Okay, there you go. Can't get mad at me. Just want to remind you they don't update that night before. So you can't, don't come to me like this is gospel. It's not gospel. We got to figure things out on our own. They didn't even have Ceason as the starting pitcher anywhere. Anyway, I do want to be playing this at plus money, period. Plus 114, more than fine to jump in on Dylan Cease. Let's just take the best strikeout pitcher in, well, second best. Best in the AL. Talked about that last night. And then, speaking of range of outcomes, probably could have played this heavier. Guys, they're not rolling Jacob Mizrowski out there hurt. They gave him a little extra rest. He's put a lot of innings on the tires. And now with Brandon Woodruff gone for the year with shoulder surgery, Kyle Harrison on the IL, Milwaukee understands they have a generational talent. Plus 180. I looked at that. I could not. Plus 150 a majority of places last night too. CLV. So we are on a lot of early strikeout artists. This is not surprising. Ashcraft, Cease, Mizrowski. I think those are the three guys I've just been jamming in these spots. We be jamming. It's been beautiful. The Dodgers, plus money. Here is where I kind of felt like the market wasn't necessarily going to agree with me. And I'm going to break down Christopher Sanchez. We're going to break down some of what's going on with him. Christopher Sanchez is my boy. 99% of the time, I would be just staying away. I think there's two very glaring things going on with Christopher Sanchez as you work through the stuff, as you work through what could potentially be going on with him. And I think Emmett Sheehan's doing a lot better job against lefties. I want to break that down as well. Also, there aren't a lot of opportunities to get plus money on the Los Angeles Dodgers in your life. So felt like that was a pretty decent click. You can get a little bit better price by like 3 cents. Notice how when we get CLV, it's like massive CLV, and then other spots, it's like, all right, you lost 5 cents. I apologize that I very much feel like the Dodgers were a good click. These were insanely good clicks. I can't wait to click on this. Heliot Ramos, all we do is just create CLV and home run categories. And thank God we converted on some of it last night. I ended up adding Cruz a little bit later, added Abrams right from the get-go. Abrams was an auto click yesterday. Left on left does not freak me out. If you throw a fastball, he lofts lefty fastballs so damn well. And Rafael Devers plus 454 might be the worst line I've ever seen. Might be the worst. A $150 of CLV on a standard home run play inside of plus 500. Do you know how hard that is to do? Do you know how hard that is to do? Miami Marlins, feel pretty good about this. Felt pretty good about this. Also, talked about there were a couple of different places that had different pitchers listed. They still are rolling out junk and we're still getting CLV. So they ended up going the junk route. Thought it was more likely Phillips ended up being there, just the way that the starts lined up. Because I usually go from projected starters, I run some stuff, and then I'm also, while that is running, digging up to make sure that things kind of line up. Tyler Phillips very clearly could have started this game. They're going to push him to tomorrow. So a little bit of a bummer because I mean, even though Jackson Junk's been better recently, I do think Tyler Phillips is the better long-term pitcher. Should have better results going forward. Zips and Steam are in agreement with that. But we'll talk about Ronel Blanco because there's going to be more I want to click on that Miami side. Oh my God, do I have a lot that I've already bet? My God, this is going to be a fun day. Or I'm never going to be on this show again. We got Liam Hicks minus 110, staying at minus 110. Think it's pick 'em viable. I really do. I've got this north of minus 125. I thought it was nice to split up between a hitter prop and having the money line because, God forbid, I played just one of the two for the YouTube peoples. My God, are they loud? Kyle Lehigh. He's a right-handed individual taking on the Los Angeles Angels. This was minus 105 across the board, everywhere. Think it's viable, but I probably don't want to be adding it at this point in time. He's a right-handed pitcher taking on the Angels. I think you should know by now, if you get a 4.5 inside of minus 110 on even somebody with a 19% K rate, there are so many strikeouts available in that lineup that it's not even funny. Trevor McDonald had a farm EIEIO, small play from last night on the under of his pitching outs, taking on Kansas City there. I don't think Bobby Witt ends up in the lineup. I'm not even sure Tolbert is able to play after pitching in the 8th inning yesterday. Kind of a strange choice to be the one to eat it. It's like, go Rojas, go somebody else. That all you're doing is just having them throw some stuff in. Can we build a UD card based around that Hicks play? We can build a lot of underdog cards. I don't care what we do. I'm just here to bet. Let's bet some stuff. Riley Green, oh my God. Now, still plus 310 at Bet365. Was 310 at BetMGM as well. Played at Fanatics. It's fine. I think Riley Green RBIs are very sneaky for today. Played this for a quarter. Played the 1.5 for a little bit more. I prefer it to a guy with a plus 250 home run number. The opportunities that you're going to have against Jameson Taillon for the whole 2 at-bats, you're probably taking him on. I can't imagine. Got to like 54 pitches, I believe it was, in his AAA outing leading into this. I put him at 60 for this game. I'm sure they're going to bring some lefties out. It makes me freaked out for Kerry Carpenter at his prices, but his 1.5 is at like minus 120, and he was at 4.5 fantasy score. I've got him north of 8.5 fantasy points. Again, that is a mean. We are looking at the median, so we have to, once again, Poisson. We got to get it down. We got to trim it down more to a median number, but it was north of 6 for me still. And I feel pretty confident that, that is in our favor at 4.5 fantasy score. We'll get there. James Wood, 1.5 total hits. Why wouldn't I do this? He's plus 152 at Kalshi. Speaking of Poisson, this is like the key ingredient. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have like, those are your range. I guess 6. If you got 6 at bats, he is the leadoff hitter. But it is so unbelievably great to face Kyle Freeland. It is maybe my favorite matchup in baseball because Kyle Freeland is so easy to run numbers for, especially for lefties. There are very few circumstances that at bats end in a walk. And when James Wood is one of the biggest walk artists in baseball, and you're able to take this 17% number and eradicate it, it is a gigantic freaking deal. My mouse like to work today. That'd be cool. He has 1 walk against lefties all year. 1. Uno. 99 batters faced. He has 1 walk against lefties. James Wood, I could have played a lot heavier than a quarter. It's obviously positive EV. This is so positive EV, I can't even. You're going to get 3 at-bats against Kyle Freeland, who doesn't walk anyone. Now, obviously, you have to be taking the bullpen into account when you're projecting out things like this. And that leads me to Colorado's bullpen. Colorado's bullpen is full of righties. There is one lefty. Her name is Chastity. She is white trash. Brennan Bernardino, he'll be available, but everybody else, he's getting the platoon. Now, Chaparro, also freaky at 4.5 fantasy score and prize picks. Again, two guys. Gary Carpenter, who I still think gets 3 at-bats, and I still think has enough meat on the bone at that fantasy number. Andres Chaparro is only getting 3 at-bats in this game. Unless, somehow, some way, they put this lineup out and we get Dylan Cruz in the 3-hole. Chaparro's down to like 6, and they try to bury him. And then they have Bernardino come in for a Lyle and potentially Abrams, like a 4, 5, 6. Like, it'd have to be a weird Nationals lineup to project Chaparro for more than 3 at-bats. Luis Garcia Jr., maybe he ends up in that lineup, and that would be generally very, very good for Chaparro. They've buried him in the 8-hole a couple of times against lefties. I don't think they do here. It would not hurt my feelings to see it, though. It's like listening to Socrates. Well, thank you. God, I can't wait to go to that movie. God, I can't wait. Ryan Weathers, 17.5 total pitching outs. Plus 105. I don't see how this isn't going to be a lot better come first pitch. Yankees, they threw the entire gamut at it. Again, I'm just walking through. There is not a play that I make. There's not a bet that I make that I haven't thought thoroughly about, that I haven't ran everything for. Does it mean that they win all the time? No. Does it mean that sometimes you get hooked massively like we did yesterday, where what's-his-face gave up hits in the first, 2 hits in the first 2 at-bats. Cantillo. Thanks a lot, bro. Thanks a lot. Got 2 batters, only 6 pitches. Got to 80 pitches, got 2 on immediately, and they pulled him. And we needed over 15.5 outs. Finished at 15. Thanks a lot, bro. Anywho. That is more tax than the average bullpen at the moment. Everybody pitched except for Kervin Castro, and didn't even activate Elmer Rodriguez, who was supposed to be with the club. And people played him in pick. Oh my God. I would have, once you got Ryan Yarbrough starting and you didn't even have Elmer Rodriguez, he was still 27% owned in Showdown for DFS, which was hilarious. Do a little digging. Do a little work. Shout out to my guy downside of me. My guy Jesse. He was bitching and moaning about that. Could have just looked at the lineup page. Could have just looked and saw he wasn't with the roster. Kervin Castro is. That's cool. Anywho. Really good stuff. And finishing it all out, the Pick'em card. Kind of alluded to some of this. Nick Gonzalez, 3.5 is not nearly as valuable as the difference between like 4.5 to 5.5. Like, there's a huge difference. The 3.5 is such a weird one because it'd be like a hit by a pitch and a run. Like somebody hits a home run behind him. I think Kavanaugh ends up catching for the Giants, but then you come back around to the top of the order. If this is our 7-8 sandwich, Willie Adames and Drew Gilbert, we're in Kaufman, where I am convinced this is fantastic. And Adames, I do prefer between the two. It'd be weird if I didn't against Michael Wacha, who gives up more righty power, but this isn't as valuable between 4.5 and 5.5. What's valuable is that there's no downgrade to correlation, 7-8 hole, and Gilbert doesn't get pinch hit for, really. So tends to be an all right situation to deploy him here. And there is like a walk followed by home run potential for a Drew Gilbert. Or, Willie Adames, 3.5 is just ridiculous. Such a ridiculous number. Carpenter, talked about the pinch hit concern here. Talked about Chaparro, only going to get 3 at-bats. I don't see, unless he goes and hits 2 home runs out of the gate like he did, Friday was it? That was absurd. Andres Chaparro, 4.5. You're getting 3 at-bats against Freeland. Once again, not walking anybody. hit a double, cover that number immediately. That would be very, very fun. But overall, you run it out. Andres Chaparro should be north of 9 fantasy score for his median, or sorry, for his mean projection. His median still sits around 6.5, 7, and boy, that looks phenomenal to me. So Nick Gonzalez, don't understand why he's at 4. Don't. Sure, I'll click on that. And Carpenter Torque, I expect them to be batting pretty close to each other, 4-6, 5-6, however they decide to do it with Ty on there. Colt Keith's generally been batting third here. Riley Green cleanup. I think this becomes a 5-6 sandwich. So we got 2 sandwiches in the midst of Gonzalez, ridiculous, and Chaparro, who I understand the 4.5, but you have to do that at Coors against Freeland every single time. I'll live with the pinch hit concern. I'll live with it. So that's what we got so far. And we got a lot more bets to make. But it was good to walk through the card, good to walk through a little bit of the reasoning. If you have questions about such things, awesome. Riley Green was absurd. Yeah, 4.5. I'd seen that when I woke up. That would have been fun. Please stop using AI. Well, I'm not. I'm going to use it. Just stop using it to find bets. I think that's fair. Wow, this is my favorite UD board in a while. I told you. Didn't you say last night that, I mean, it was a million, I don't know. People get unhinged late night. You and Polly, man. You and Polly sitting in a tree. I don't know. I love my wife. I know you love your fiance. These are important things. She's a temptress, that one. Anyway, pick 6 card with James Wood. Don't hate it. Are you getting 1.1x for... You should be getting something better than the standard rate on the green RBI. I'm assuming you're getting something good there. Hey, Twins lineup dropping. Let's see if Buxton comes back today. Yes, he is. 2-hole. Larnach, Buxton, Clemens, Bell, Lewis, Caratini, Lee, Roden, and Kreidler. So, no Ryan Jeffers, who has just been absurd. Anybody looked at Ryan Jeffers this year? Why is he not like the biggest trade target on planet Earth? Obviously, it would suck to lose him, but as a Twins fan, fully aware of what the Pollocks are doing in our lives, which is ruining it. I'm always okay to go out and get some big-ass prospects when somebody is just hitting way above their weight. Ryan Jeffers, 158 WRC plus against righties. 166 WRC plus against lefties. That is so dumb. He's been the best hitter on our team. He's been better against lefties than Byron Buxton's been in terms of value to winning games. Byron Buxton has 21 home runs. I think I'll take that over, the 7 and 104 plate appearances. But that's 7 and just 104 plate appearances for Ryan Jeffers against righties. So we lose him out of the lineup. You had Buxton, obviously. I think that's a slight upgrade, but going Jeffers and removing him from the equation, that's good for our total. Because Buxton, once he got activated on the IL, that got encapsulated by the market. Caratini, 99 WRC plus here, 91 WRC plus against lefties. Obviously, we're worried about righties today. He's league average, but he's a lot worse than Ryan Jeffers. Man, oh man. I like prize picks. UD was kind of okay, but it got better this morning. Polly out here wanting to let's collab on this. So where'd my guy go? Because you literally brought up the thing I've been staring at for 24 hours, it feels like. Jacob deGrom, 15.5 outs. I don't think I'm going to do it. There are too many sources that I trust, too many places that have him at 15. Ballpark Pal, I think, is way off on this. Again, there are just some massive disagreements. And again, that's the beauty of this. Otherwise, what are we doing? We just click on the same stuff every single day and get removed, and then you're just dead. Like, we want there to be some disagreement, and we want to make sure that we're looking at this correctly through the lens of what we should or should not bet. Jacob deGrom has a lot of volatility based on the fact that he was scratched from his last start before the All-Star break, hasn't pitched in a while. Unless you want to go out there with a Theragun and find out from his glute how he's doing, I don't think we know how healthy he is or isn't. And this is a White Sox team that obviously has lefties. This is a pitcher who has had home run concerns, although he has really shored them up over the last month and a half. Boy, has he gotten ridiculous. We talked about him multiple times there. I think I prefer the 6.5 strikeouts for Pick'em. I saw that was available on Prize Picks, but I thought a lot about Jacob deGrom today. Yeah, it's such a tough one for me. I'm going to DeGrom because he's on my fantasy team. Well, that's not a reason that you should play him in fantasy. I mean, that's the thing. In DFS, I'm sure I'm going to play some. I can't not play him. There's a range of outcomes to these things. The right tail against the White Sox could be 18 outs, 21 outs, 10 strikeouts. DeGrom is more than capable of such things. It's range of outcomes, though, and do we project him to 55% of the time exceed 15.5 outs in this given spot today? I think we're pushing our luck. I think we are. It sucks because he looks outrageous if you give him 90 pitches. If you give him 80, does not look outrageous. Most importantly, is Lindong healthy? My guy sounding great. I'm feeling much better. I got some sleep last night. My wife took the front end of it. Normally Monday's my big work day. I've got about a meeting now, or I had a meeting, before this show, have a meeting at 4 p.m. Eastern. I've got Live Before Lock at 6 p.m. Eastern. I got 2 home runs yesterday out of the 2 I played, so that feels different. And baseball's back. We have a full week of baseball betting. I'm excited about such things. Also, the World Cup was amazing. It finished out with a fizzle for me. Didn't really play anything heavy. Wish I had played the France-England game because I felt like goals are going to be scored, but the numbers were already, 2.5 goals there was completely nuked. You had to basically play 3.5 for pass. I was like, nah, I'll just watch it. 6-4, hat trick for Saka, 2 goals for Mbappe, Declan Rice out there finishing, and what the fudge, man. That game was absurd. Thanking 8887, $4.99. Eric, appreciate the quality content. Building my DFS bankroll through daily positive EV bets. You also make Mondays bearable as someone who still works a 9 to 5. I appreciate that. Part of why I wanted to do this show is 1, recap bets that I made. 2, talk process. 3, make more bets together. And I'm very fortunate that this is my job. I'm very lucky and very blessed that I get to turn on a camera and people care. That's pretty cool. We have 274 people watching on X right now. We've got, I don't know, how many people are watching on YouTube right now? 115 people on YouTube. We've got 400 people basically are just sitting here talking process, talking baseball for 2 hours, hour and a half. I'll probably go all the way up till 1 p.m. Eastern or till 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. till my meeting. This is what I do. This is my job. This is what I'm quite literally paid to do, is to go on camera and talk about what I want to bet and what I don't. I'm very, very lucky. So I'm glad that you appreciate it. Hopefully your 9 to 5 isn't, something where, you're doing surgeries or lifting heavy equipment and listening to me, because once in a while I'll say, and that's probably abrasive and not helpful to your career. But overall, I'm glad that I can bring a little glimmer of happiness to your day. And then got MLB Lindy's in the evening, Live Before Lock every Monday through Friday. I'm on the Stochastic YouTube channel talking DFS. So keep building that DFS bankroll. Again, positive EV bets. That's really what this is in tandem. I'm usually, playing. I'm usually betting a little bit more than when I'm playing DFS. It used to be drastically more DFS, where I was playing nonstop and just kind of figuring out what I wanted content to be, what I wanted to talk to people about, what they were interested in talking about. And obviously, I don't really think everybody, is on the same plane as far as betting or understanding. And I don't know. I'm just trying to always bridge the gap. I'm trying to meet people where they are and bring them along for the ride. So keep grinding out the positive EV bets. Keep grinding out with the Odd Chopper Odd Screen. And and the DFS streets, I think the swings that can occur. Man, did we have a smash on Friday. Nationals, oh my God. Yeah, they won $2,000, but it could have been a $50K day. I didn't have enough Chaparro. Chaparro was the one Washington National that I was just a little bit lower on because I understood the pinch hit risk. And then he hit 2 bombs immediately. And it was oh, well, Obviously, at 2,600, he's the best play in the history of DFS. I had 20% of him for what it's worth, but Sims had you around 40%. That was more useful. Maybe let the Sims do more work, Eric. Anywho, we in this thing. Yes, we are. Lindy, did you tail the Nongshim? Yes, I did. Thank you. I like money. I like money. Where am I at? I'm here. My guy, J Middle K. Always get some love on this program because he deserves it. We got Ashcraft. Oh, look at this. Listening to me and talking and doing things. I'm going to actually build on this. I prefer Hicks to Wood. I know that's more projection based, but I mean, James Wood, man. What's James Wood's fantasy score on Underdog? Is it reached double digits? Is it reached the 10.5 number is what I'm wondering. Nope, it's at 9.5. All right. The thing about Underdog fantasy is that you get one extra for a double. So a double is 6 fantasy points. And the huge one for hitters is hit by pitches and walks are 3. Obviously, that's not as valuable to us today. Taking on Kyle Freeland is what it would be against another gas can type. Still a gas can. Still a gas can. But anyway, wanted to highlight that. Ashcraft, absolutely. Nope. Negative multiplier now, 0.88x, because that was always going to happen. That was always going to happen. So we'll have to adjust a little bit there. 9 minutes ago, already completely nuked in this bitch. Willie Adamas, 1.5 HRR. That should repeat just how valuable 3.5 fantasy points are over on Prize Picks. I know it's not 6.5x, but I'll take 3.5 fantasy points and play the 6x version of this. That's definitely a viable path. Oh my God, so much stuff. Otto Lopez, right on right against Blanco is interesting. I've been trying to figure out exactly where I want to set my baselines for him. Let's talk about Blanco, because this is our first look at him. I have a lot of interest in props on the Miami side. As you can see, has not pitched in 2026. So we go back to 2025, pretty small sample size, 326 pitches to lefties, 468 to righties. Kind of interesting that he's a right-handed pitcher. And I mean, maybe it was a divisional thing. I don't know. Did he have reverse splits once upon a time? Doesn't look like it. Just, I mean, there are more righty batters than lefty batters in baseball, unless you're the Yankees, but here he was a little bit more reverse splitsy. So maybe there were some teams that just kind of identified something where they rolled out more righties than lefties against him, or divisional. The Angels, they only have right-handed bats. Even now, I don't really count Wade Meckler, and I guess Walton's gone, now a part of the Athletics. So pretty insane. Pretty insane. Mike Trout, 5 flat fantasy score on Prize Picks feels nice. Yeah, looks okay. Looks okay to me. Looks okay. But Ronel Blanco, in this sample size, this was a travesty. 358 WOBA, 290 ISO. I think we've talked a little bit about speedsters and the difference between X-WOBA and WOBA here for certain guys, where if you are facing a lot of these like leadoff slappy guys, you get the Luis Arraez. Oh, he's a bad example because he's slow as fuck, but Xavier Edwards. I mean, he's in this game. Switch hitter. Liam Hicks right here as well. There's no strikeout stuff for Ronel Blanco to lefties. None. It's interesting because he has a changeup that has done very, very well. I talked about this last night on MLB Lindy's. I'm a little surprised, and I do expect when push comes to shove, they might try to make him like a primary changeup pitcher to lefties. Because you go year after year, 18% swinging strike rate. And I mean, unless he just has abhorrent location here, this is by far his best offering to lefties year over year over year over year over year. This changeup obviously struggled here. I'm guessing that's more of a location thing because it gets decent enough swinging strikes. Again, you got to throw it more in the zone. We haven't seen Ronel Blanco. This will be his first dealings with ABS. A lot of other pitchers, we haven't talked about it as much lately because I think they've adjusted. Catchers have adjusted. Hitters have adjusted. Yeah, Nick Gonzalez, I played at the 4 black fantasy score. I played him. That was deployed already. 4. Gilbert Adames. Again, I prefer this to the 1.5 over there. I mean, obviously, 3.5 to 4.5, not nearly as valuable. I'm very aware. It is a small, minute difference, but a difference that can make all the difference on the days where it's a hit by pitch and a Gilbert bomb. Adames, with him and Kavanaugh projected behind him, not the best 2 pieces to have behind you. His sandwich is much better in front of him, the Jung-Hoo Lees of the world. But Gary Carpenter, Torque, Chaparro, I'm very aware there are 3 at-bats, unless he goes nuclear, in which case you're probably in good shape already. Otherwise, you're dead after 3. You're dead after 3. But everybody else, like Jacob Young's at 6.5 fantasy points. He does steal bases where Chaparro doesn't, but you have 7.5 for Lyle. You have some ridiculous fantasy numbers on the rest of that team. I dug through everything on the Prize Picks board this morning. This is the first wave. We're going to have more waves. It's just a wave. No John Mayer, sorry. It's just a wave, and I know that when it comes, just hold on. Could this be a day we get a random Marcy leadoff? I feel like Liam Hicks' lineup order is a little in flux. I feel like it could be a number of different things. Liam Hicks. First, third, first. They've routinely had him leading off against righties. I think that'd be a little bit strange, but Marcy, 8, 7, 7, 9. 7 hole kind of feels like where he's locked in at. 4.5 fantasy score, not all that advantageous in that spot. And then we know the Conine pinch hit risk. Like, Esteury Ruiz pinch hit incoming for sure against a lefty. So, one of those things you're trying to figure out where the edges lie. And a lot of it will be lineup order. A lot of it will be, just where you disagree, what can potentially break in your favor. It also has me thinking about Austin Riley. I've been thinking about Austin Riley a lot for the last, 8 hours. Since my child was screaming at the wee hours. Then I got to go back to bed. My wife took the brunt end of that. DeGrom over 2.5 hits allowed? Yeah. Where's it at 2.5? Is that literally a standard number? No way. See, 3.5. And that's definitely pick'em viable. I mean, we've talked about the limitations for him, but I just find DeGrom here. I have him for 3.95. That's actually not as good as what I thought it would be. I lean the over. Definitely the over. No Prize Picks Goblin. Yeah, no, we would never do a Prize Picks Goblin or Demon or any of that shit. Actually, I have thought about Prize Picks Fantasy Score Demons in addition at times. Like in addition to a wave of things you're obviously projecting, because sometimes in these nuclear game environments, Kaufman in the summer, when I met you in the summer, Wrigley wind out. These are the kind of spots where maybe you can take a page out of the Eagles book. Take it to the limit one more time. And that, yeah, Prize Picks Demons for Flex Fridays. That's a fair thing. I think we should probably do that on Friday. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. We got Taco Tuesday tomorrow. Taco Tuesday. LeBron. Silly bitch. Future Philadelphia 76ers LeBron James? I don't know. Feels like Miami's the front runner in my brain, but I don't know what to make of it. Sure, that'll get chat off on a tangent. Probably stay away from that. 3+ HRR run back for whom? For my guy Moniak, who just didn't want it, or not Moniak, for McCarthy, who just wanted to break my heart. Not going to do it against a lefty today. But are you talking James Wood? Did he go away and come back? Yeah. Welcome to my life, J Metal K. Welcome. Welcome, my friend. Have a seat. First time. Give you the noose. Like Adamus 3.5, but Demon line is 6.5. Yeah, I just strongly prefer the 3.5 there to whatever you're getting for the Demon. The point is that if you're getting free plays, you should always be pushing them to the limit on that. I take my big swings on those. Even $5 can get you something nice. Tyler O'Neill for a hit on Profit X. Probably. I mean, I don't think anybody's mega excited to go play him for a hit today, but value is value. Value is value. Available on Prize Picks. Interesting. Tyler O'Neill for a hit. Peyton Toll. Three at bats. Peyton Toll. I don't know if anybody noticed this on Savant. They added this compare pitchers button below as they've added the compare players. New. Oh, it's new. It existed in like a different format, but now you can basically go and compare the starting pitchers directly on screen. I was screwing around with some of the extensions. This literally showed up as I was recording last night. As soon as I got off the show, this showed up, which is fun. You could add another pitcher to like compare next to him. So we could add Paul Skeens and compare all of them. I'll probably do it to just kind of compare starters to other starters within the same team in the same series. Do something like this where it's like, hey, we've got Colin Ray coming up next. That's fun. They do it differently. I don't know, just a fun feature. Could save that. Download that. Share that on social. It's fun. I don't know. There's some fun stuff that exists there. Just another thing for us to be parsing through on this program, which is fun. More options are better than fewer options. More data is better than less data, unless that data is just garbage and, once again, AI slop. We don't want that. Don't want that. Tyler O'Neill, 206 expected batting average. Not crazy good. It would be especially ideal to get something in there, but I mean, we know the Dylan Beavers, Tyler O'Neill platoon situation. We're aware of how this works. You know you're drawn to 3 at-bats. Like, we kind of know at this point what they're going to do. Is what it is. Luis Roberts activated. Yeah, I was going to say, this is the time of year. Everybody gets done with the All-Star break. I mean, he has obviously been out for a long time. And Buxton, it was a perfect opportunity to put him on the IL because you didn't have to play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And it gave him some extended time off. And so you knew he was going to get back at the beginning of this week. I didn't think it was going to be today. Thought Tuesday made more sense. But again, start of a new series, divisional opponent, made sense. Yep, definitely yuck on O'Neill. Yep, it doesn't feel good. Valdez home run. Yeah, I mean, this guy is on another planet against lefties. Didn't even hit his home run yesterday until the 9th inning against a righty. So, you know, riddle me that, Batman. But Brian Weathers, obviously, that is wild. There we go. That's more in tune. 26.5% K rate does strike him out. Valdez been pretty good avoiding that too. I mean, 25% is lower than you would have had for a baseline for him coming up from AAA. Only 36 plate appearances, but those 36 plate appearances are stupid. This is stupid. This is especially stupid. This, I mean, I can't even put words to it. Can't even put words to it. And the wind is obviously helping you in Yankee Stadium. Obviously advantageous. He's obviously somebody that, I mean, at minus 105, we should probably be playing that. I'm on the weather's over, but this is definitely the most dangerous bat based on anything we've seen so far. I like Gonzalez, even though this is way worse than you would want. 4 is kind of a valuable number to be getting, just because you get the walk, and then behind him exists Reynolds and Valdez. So lots of backdoor opportunities at 4. If you were at 4.5, he would not be on the card. But that's thinking about the median yet again. I think I've beat that into everybody's brains as far as fantasy score. The mean fantasy scores you're going to see projected everywhere for everyone. Not applicable. You got to go poisson. You got to go to a different way of doing things. I keep saying this French name. I bet I'm butchering it, but merci. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Anywho. Oh, we are back. Watch my second half Mets. Ooh. Anyway, in terms of a home run for Valdez, we can take a look at that. I only have the 2 home runs at the moment. So I'm looking, Daddy needs a new bicycle. I mean, this is just a no. I mean, I can't do this on a 36 at bat sample size. I really can't. This has gotten ridiculous. I just, oh my God. It's obviously good. Not even scoring it up yet. Well, what happens when that occurs? But the guy strikes out a ton. Just doesn't strike out to lefties at the moment. I said 25% would be a decently high number. Obviously, it doesn't help that he's facing a guy who literally is predicated on getting swing and miss. Because if you don't get swing and miss against Valdez at the moment, it would appear the ball is just going to go forever. 5 homers and 36 plate appearances. I mean, we're on a stupid pace with Valdez. Chaparro projecting bad today. Why do you like his fantasy? He's not projecting bad. Where are you seeing him projecting bad? What projection source are you utilizing? What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are you looking at? He's going to bat third. He's going to get 3 at bats against a lefty, and then he's going to be the hell out of there unless he is just smashing. But he's not projecting bad at all. We got 4.5 fantasy score. I had talked before. This is a mean. We have to be concerned about the median. We got to be concerned about a lot of what exists in that middle gap between the 4.5. Because, like, spoiler alert, if you are using mean projections for every batter and playing that as the say-all and end-all, you're only taking overs. And again, I mainly take overs because I'm able to correlate, and the right tail extends a lot further than the left tail. I'm correlating to game environments. I'm correlating to lineup order where guys are next to each other. That's the edge that we have. You can't even parlay HRRs at most sports books. DraftKings will not let you do it. Andres Chaparro looks ridiculous standalone at 4.5 fantasy score, even at his median. Again, is it 9.4? No. Otherwise, we would unload the clip, even on a batter. But we have range of outcomes. The best hitters in the world go 0-for-3 against the worst pitchers in the world. I'm not saying Chaparro is the best hitter in the world, but he is right-handed taking on one of the worst lefties who, I wish for his purposes gave up some walks because that would make our lives a lot easier. Get 2 fantasy score just for a free pass here and there. But what are you saying, Andres Chaparro? What are you saying about him not projecting well? He's in Coors against Kyle Freeland. 9.4 mean projection on his fantasy score. Standard deviation, pretty low. You look at some of the other batters, because again, standard deviation, when we're talking about statistics and your standard bell curve, 68% of the data lies within one standard deviation. 95% lies within two standard deviations, and 99.7% of your data set lies within three standard deviations to the left and to the right. But you can't get fewer than 0 fantasy points, unless like they had negative fantasy points for pickoffs, which they used to have back in my day when I was a wee lad. If you got picked off on a stolen base attempt, you got negative fantasy points for that back in like 2013, 14 when I was playing every version of DFS. Now they don't even have that. So 0 is the fewest you can get. So obviously 0 eats up a majority of that data set. If you were to pick any individual number for a batter to finish on exactly that number and your life depended on it, you'd pick 0. For some batters, I guess there are situations where you would pick 3, maybe 5 in extreme situations. But once again, we're concerned about the median outcome because bad outcomes exist in the data set. But there's no planet where Andres Chaparro projects poorly. That's just incorrect. I award you no points. May God have mercy on your soul. No new bets yet. No, we're going to be Schwartz. We're going to have some new bets. We're going to talk through it. A lot of process, a lot of just like talking math because it's fun. And you going to even tail my home runs today? Or you can even tail my home runs today? Self-conscious. Sorry, I missed the whole show. What are we playing? I went through it. If you want to scroll back, I opened the show with everything we've already bet. This is going to be a new session here. We've talked about Blanco, some of the things that I want to bet on there as well. Any insight on the recent addition of Jack Anderson? Didn't he's barely pitched? Like, he was on Baltimore, wasn't he? I mean, can't be worse than we've got in the pen. Can't be worse. Yep. Yeah, just go back to the beginning and just catch up on all those bets and then click it and go live. Brooks Lee home run, not today. I'm on the under that game. I'm not going to probably negatively correlate anything there. Obviously didn't have Byron Buxton coming back today. Otherwise, wouldn't feel as good. But it is very helpful to have Jeffers not in that lineup and having Caratini. That is an upgrade for our situation. Our situation being Caratini is a downgrade to Jeffers, who is projected everywhere. So there's that. All right. Ryan versus Bybee. Again, the tiny bit of negative CLV that exists there, it's basically the Byron Buxton tax. That's what we ended up paying there. I saw the IL report on him where he was going to come back potentially in this series. I didn't think he was going to be back in the first game. Against the Yankees. Didn't play the first game, played the next 2 or whatever it was, or the series before it, where they set him out the front end of it, played him the next 2. Then he played the first game of the Yankee series, then hurt the hip again, and then was out for the last 2 games. That's what it was. But Byron Buxton back in that lineup. I'm really not looking at batters in that one. Larnach looked all right against Bybee. If you made me do anything, I saw like plus 475 littered there, but I'm probably not going to do it. Valdez, these numbers are just insane, absolutely insane against lefties. It's only a 36 at bat sample size. I'm not gonna jerk him off and call him the second coming yet, but at this pace, he kind of is. I mean, he swings the bat very, very hard. Hasn't exactly even tuned it up yet, and when he does, this could look insane in the membrane. Insane. I tail but miss value on Devers. Yeah, the Devers one was just a dumb opening. Like, that became the most square peg, square hole thing ever. I don't even care that Waka's more reverse splits. We had the Ramos piece, got a tiny bit of CLV there. But Waka's been pretty good against lefties. This is simply a bet on Devers getting the platoon against any righty in a ballpark that is obviously going to play up for home runs this summer. Let me amend this. Without a huge downgrade, look at what your fair odds are. Build it out in a calculator and see what your fair odds that you're getting are. It gives you a massive positive, negative correlation. Well, sorry, because it's positively correlated, it dings it so heavily it is unplayable. Bybee 1 to 10 at the auto bet on Twins. I mean, I'd lean the Twin side with Joe Ryan up there and Byron Buxton back, but I don't think I can really play it now. Oh, type in Ryan. That's always good. I mean, we ended up getting the Byron Buxton bump on this one. You can basically pinpoint exactly when that news dropped, too. I was like, well, shit. If it would like to update, that'd be cool. A lot of data going on behind the scenes. There you go. And Byron Buxton getting activated. Woo! Free falling. Yeah. Not ideal. Not ideal. Yeah, only confirmed lineup, I think, was the Twinskies. Our Twins, Waylon. Oops. Hi, James. Oh, Guardians came out, too. Kwan back up top. Okay. What are we doing? What are we doing? Well, this lineup is horrific. I love this we get Fry in there against Joe Ryan. Are you joking me? Is this lineup real? I mean, these had been there 1, 2, 3, but they bring Quan and go whoop to the top. We get Halpin, who might be useless. David Fry against a righty? No Kyle Manzardo? I mean, what a beautiful lineup to have an under for. Again, Byron Buxton probably going to hit 3 jacks now and punish me, but... Ryan K-props now? No. So, Stephen Kwan does not strike out. I mean, that's what this is. This is a lineup built and predicated on trying to survive here. And you don't have Watson, who is a huge strikeout target. You don't have Arias, who is a huge strikeout target. And you don't have Kyle Manzardo, who's a huge strikeout target. In fact, it's still good for strikeouts in the back half. Patrick Bailey as opposed to Hedges, good thing for Joe Ryan, that is. Good thing for us overall. Patty Halpin is just helpless. Halpin. But it's not gonna help his strikeouts. It's gonna help his opportunity to pitch deeper into this game, which maybe kind of makes it a break-even thing where, maybe you project one more batter. Got Quan 3.5. That is ridiculously good. That is going to be very, very good. And 3.5. How did you know he was going to lead off? Are you a wizard? Quan has literally been sent to the Shadow Realm. I guess he did lead off yesterday. I didn't even see that he led off yesterday. He's literally not led off forever because he's been so egregious. But familiarity, I guess, with Joe Ryan. Ooh, he's faced him a lot. Our rookies have not. Bazana, DeLauder, Rocchio. That's a good snipe. It's a very good snipe. Do you like Mizrowski over 17.5 outs? I didn't like it at the price last night. Again, I took a shot on the tippy top of his range, and it's got massive CLV as a result. I just preferred it purely because there are some question marks here. Obviously, things I can't answer for you unless I got news for it. I dug through everything I could over on X, didn't find anything all that interesting. He's up over 110 innings already for the year, 140 being the tippy top of where he was last year. And arm fatigue. It's not usually what you want to hear, but guess what? He had arm fatigue and threw 11 strikeouts against St. Louis last time out before 13 days off. So, just saying, it's very difficult for me to look at anything other than the tippy top range because there's obviously some concern you should have. But I had no concern when you're getting plus 180 on a bet like that. Click off of this quick. Go follow J Metal K over on Tails. Go follow Mike Thurston on Tails. Follow the good people on Tails. Follow my good peoples. God, we were in the weeds. We were in the weeds last night. But yeah, the whole point was that plus 180 was just ridiculous. Plus 155 I thought was ridiculous, which is kind of, again, the going rate. Everything got nuked after the fact. And typically, I'm not going to just go one rung above for the sake of doing it. The thing is that I wanted to get paid for him being fine. If he were fine against this Mets lineup, it would look absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if he's fine or not, but I'm more than likely going to find out to win a half unit in those kind of situations. Because I got to assume the Brewers aren't stupid. They're not going to roll out their generational talent if he's not okay to pitch. Plus, he was supposed to pitch Tuesday and got moved to Monday. Still like Nationals money line? I never liked the Nationals money line. I looked at Washington on the run line at plus 125 last night. Didn't end up clicking it. Still sitting where it is. I think I prefer this. I prefer like a -1 in this situation for a couple of reasons. I still don't completely trust Washington's pen, which I don't know how you could. They have some of the, this is one of the worst pens in baseball. And while I like what they've been getting out of Foster Griffin and Andrew Alvarez starting today, Michaelis hasn't been the worst pitcher in baseball the last few times out either. And Cade Cavalli's just been nasty. Zach Littell apparently just figured out how to not get his face blown in until he goes to Sutter Park, and then he gets his face blown in, which shouldn't surprise all of us that much. But the point is that I think I prefer, if I'm going to deploy it, I'd be looking more in this direction, just as late inning, not insurance, because I'm not a hedger by any means, but plus 125 looks great in theory, but you're guaranteed a ninth inning for that Colorado team against a bullpen that I just really don't trust. You're guaranteed at least 3-4 innings of this bullpen for what it's worth. So, anyway. Ooh, Larry Mavid calling him out. Ooh. Victory lapping the thing he didn't post. We got people checking in on each other from the Discord. It's all going to be okay, Larry Mavid. It's all right. He doesn't have to. Should have B. Schwartz on Tails at this point, but Les Foster is pitching. Remember, if people tail, manage that bankroll. Yeah, very important. But no, I didn't post. I just checked. Ooh, shame. Ring the shame bell, Larry Mavid. You're fine. B Schwartz. You can do what you want. Anywho, don't chase losses. Well, good lesson to me from last week. Holy shit. But thank God for the World Cup, and thank God for Cruz and Abrams yesterday to salvage what would have been another unbelievable day of hooks. So, anywho, if you're really good about these bets, let's get a couple more down, shall we? Where do I want to go? Because I've got 4 of them. I need coffee too. I need more coffee. Got the Atlanta lineup. All right. Let's find out. Motherfucker. God damn it, motherfucker. God, I knew this was going to happen. Man. Son of a biscuit. Biscuits and gravy. Gosh darn it. NSFW. I'm sorry. Jesus is Lord. We're all going to be okay. I love you and hope you all have great days. All right, still up. Go. I lost 25 cents. Austin Riley is batting cleanup. I told you this happens. This always happens. There are certain managers that, I mean, find this. I knew this was going to happen. Austin Riley, man. I just knew this was going to happen. Sorry, Morgan. I apologize. I got excited. I knew this was going to happen. Austin Riley has been awful this year. Awful. Guy goes double on yesterday. I was like, he's going to bat cleanup today. Just knew it. We just nuked it. I mean, he was 485 last night when I recorded, and I stared at it, and I couldn't click the button because I just wasn't sure if it was enough. And sure enough, batting cleanup today. I apologize. This is what I'm supposed to be able to do better than other people. 450 is more than playable on Austin Riley. Riley home run. I mean, there wasn't going to be enough time to get in on everything. And I know the market that I was looking at for Riley already. 1.5 here. He is available on Prize Picks. Let's throw that in. Oh, sorry, everyone. I apologize. I didn't mean to, Morgan. Morgan, one of the best DFS players on planet Earth. So that's always fun to have Morgan hanging out, talking a little bit of bets with us. Man, that's so tilting. We're happy with the I'm disappointed in myself. I should have bet that last night. I knew this was coming. And we're going to go Riley HRR on Prize Picks. We're going to throw that in. Riley. We got a 4.5 fantasy score. That's even better. Dubois' birthday, that could not interest me less in a million years. I'm very happy for him. Happy birthday, Mauricio Dubois. Is he going to try harder as a result? All right. I know that these are advantageous ones because we've already talked through it, talked about the median, talked about all of them. And Chaparro's still at 4.5. All right. So we're going to snipe this quick just to get a little bit more in on it. I can play up to 25 bucks on a person. I'm just going to get this card out as fast as possible. We took the Adamas and we took the Chaparro. $448 profit X Riley. Yeah, that's great. I got 460. But I'm so mad at myself. I said that when we came in. All I've been thinking about is Austin Riley all day. Not in like a, I want to make love to you, baby way, but in a responsible, I love my wife way. But man, 485 was available all last night. All last night. It just sat there and it sat there and it sat there. And it is just unbelievable to me that I was incapable. Not even going to put the little Prize Picks thingy in. I'm just going to get the link out and do the thing. And here we go. Make sure it's posted for everyone. Sometimes betting is a speed game reacting. And yeah, I mean, if you're already limited somewhere, like I'd care less, obviously. Then you just, I'm here for a short time, not for a long time. Riley, Adamas, Chaparro. I mean, he is batting cleanup today. He is batting cleanup. Is there anything else we can add that to? Because I can play it with things. I can't play it with the same combination of players, but let me go. Riley. Is Ashcraft still there? I hope he is. Yes, he is. Let's get one more in. Somebody had Trout 5 fantasy score. I think he looks okay, but I think we can do better for one more. J Metal, what's your favorite square on Prize Picks today? What's your favorite one? Abreu and Contreras. I can do that. Abreu's up to 5.5 fantasy score now. That's going to be a no. Again, from a median perspective, that's going to be a no for me. They're both at 5.5 now. I think you heard me. Yeah, they're both at 5.5. I think at 5s that was definitely a click. So you had the right idea there. You were on to him. I feel like maybe throwing Adamas with one more or Chaparro for one more. I think the Chaparro one. Again, you are drawing to 3 at-bats, but those 3 at-bats are very, very valuable when you have Wood, Mead, and Abrams surrounding you in a lovely little sandwich. Let's do this. Let's get this in. I had to switch one out. So I went Ashcraft. Add your boy Esmeralyn Valdez. I don't think I can. I don't think he's good enough from a market-based. I mean, we just bet him at -105 for HRR. I can't imagine I'd want to do anything else other than that. Cooper Pratt for a hit. Teoscar Hernandez 3.5 fantasy score. Again, 3.5 to 4.5 not as valuable, but still an upgrade. Christopher Sanchez, my boy is on hard times until he's not, and he just flips the switch. Which, maybe the Dodgers can do that to you, but data isn't exactly going to like it. I do want to break down Christopher Sanchez. Holy crap, we're getting some pick him in here quick. I gave one of those out for free, kept the other one behind for VIP, and obviously you, lovely humans watching this program. So we're just getting some different iterations of it down because I can get to 25 on Riley before that will not allow for me to hit submit. So there's that. Ashcraft, Riley, Chaparro, Riley, Adonis, Chaparro, Riley, home run. And this is probably going bye-bye. This is going very, very bye-bye. Ty France, 4.5. I think everybody and their dog is on it because Ty France is what the kids would call hot right now. I don't know. Feels... we'll see. We'll see that San Diego lineup. There's worlds where Xander Bogaerts just gets removed down and Ty France gets moved up. Once again, these managers, they love guys who are hot right now. I just like Austin Riley at 4.5 getting more at bats. For me, it's a more at bats thing than it is like a I care if they're good or not. I mean, we can very clearly see that Austin Riley has not had a very good time this season. He is a right-handed bat facing JP Sears. 360 xWOBA, 16.2% K rate. You can't get a more advantageous spot. Projected 7th everywhere because he has been a cesspool of broken dreams and sadness. 1 home run. But guess what? He's batting cleanup today because he's what the kids would call hot right now. That is going to look drastically better moving up 1, 2, 3 little spots right up yonder way. Get your lick back from yesterday, Mitchell. I looked at Mitchell Bowers. Do you like Bowers as well? Because I looked at that as a double. Let's build this out. So we have Riley. Man, this is fun. We're just going to fire multiple pick'em cards today. This is where the limits just make you want to stab something. But we got Bobby Witt back today. Let's go. That's not going to help Trevor McDonald. That's not going to help Trevor McDonald. I mean, there's not really anything to sandwich him with. I think Riley just has to be like a standalone human being living his life out in the world, living out on the desert. Easy, Valdez HR. Everybody on Valdez HR, we can just bet it at -105. It's on the screen. If we like it that much, we just bet it against Weathers. But I do prefer Weathers over outs coming off of bullpen stuff for the Yankees. Shop them prices. That is the name of the game. All right. Where's T.O. batting? Do we have the Dodgers lineup? This is not going to make me all that happy, even against Christopher Sanchez. Ty seems good. All right. Everybody wants me to put Ty France in. Is there something else I can sandwich Ty France with? It's remotely good. Because I refuse to click on Cronenworth. I can tell you that much. Or do we have Riley and France standalone from the same game and then have Chaparro? You know what? I want to grab these Brewers guys because I know I saw Bowers at 4.5 earlier too. Bowers, Mitchell, 4.5s. I mean, just all 4.5 card. Here's an all 4.5 card. Let's do that. This one I would trim down to just 0.1. The other ones definitely are 0.2 unit ones. I think I only have room for one more for Riley the rest of the day, which is always fun. All right. We got so much goodness in. I think this is going to come up. All right. So this ended up being very, very pick'em heavy, which, and again, I still have a half hour. We'll get some bets in. We were able to get the Riley home run bet in. That was good. That was necessary. But Riley, France, Mitchell, Bowers, Chaparro. So just the one sandwich here. When you only have the one sandwich, it doesn't downgrade the correlation. So we're just really targeting this one. If you were to target this with a player from the similar team, it would move it to 9x. The correlation they still carry is the same game environment, which isn't very good relative to other days, but it is still 88 degrees and 60% humidity, which helps the ball fly. So we're okay with correlating to the game environment, in addition to the direct correlation that does not get downgraded between Mitchell and Bowers. Should be 4 and 6 respectively. We've seen Bowers move up at times, but 5 and 6 would be even more lovely, even though it'd be one fewer at bat, or not one fewer, 0.15 fewer at bats for Jake Bowers. So I don't mind them touching. They can have a little sword fight, just sitting at the urinal. Whatever. Braxton Ashcraft, Austin Riley. Throwing those together. Riley, Adames, Chaparro. So kind of a way, I mean, Chaparro's threaded throughout all of the cards, but he is definitely the one that, even in 3 at-bats, just looks so nuclear to me. If you guys want, find a way to trim down on that, but that's, 0.1. These would be both 0.2 and 0.1. So 0.6 units there, fired up, all encompassing there. And where is Riley going to move to here? I cannot wait to see this. Yeah, the 1.5, 4.5 fantasy score gives you more outs. And this is going to close north of minus 125. So, very useful. I was about to bet DeGrom K's, then realized I might be alone. You're not. K's I prefer to his outs, but his outs look nuclear some places. He looks not nuclear other places, where it's like a hard cap 15 out. It gets me a little bit worried. I do lean the over, but man, I can't click on it. Always going to fly in that Atlanta humidity. Yeah, it is swamp ass season. Abrams 7.5 is calling me, but I feel like it's Coors. Various outcomes could happen where you could get 3 or 25 points. Yeah, that's Coors Field. Your right tail extends a lot further at Coors Field than it does at the average ballpark, but Nationals Park, not exactly bad for hitters. So there's that, but I don't dislike Abrams 7.5 at all. I ran a lot of the stuff for Abrams earlier. Obviously, he's projected for 10.1 fantasy points. That is your mean projection. That is not going to be, oh, you know what time it is, friends. Give me a freshie. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Just betting baseball with my friends. Playing Pick'em today with my friends, which is especially fun. We're having an especially good time. They'll have, oh, and I dropped my phone. Gonna need that to text all my bitches with. Just kidding. I love my wife. These are jokes. Anyway. Hate that they're getting Freeland in the first game and they haven't adjusted to Coors yet. Would be an absolute nuke spot tomorrow. It's going to be just fine. I think it'll be just fine. You're making fun noises. Oh, Polly, you have no idea. I also love my wife. I think I'm just going to go Eldridge 5 fantasy points. No problem with that. Adames 3.5. That's the one we should have combined him with. What am I doing? Did I put Adames with any of those? Adames, I think, was my favorite. This is why you got to slow down sometimes, Eric. You got to slow down. You got to go with the groove, baby. Go with the groove. Oh, daddy like. Riley. Let's go Ashcraft for one more here. Actually, I can't play Ashcraft. Cool. Can't play any more Ashcraft. Well, that sucks. Where's Eldridge at? Let's get a 6-pick one in together for it. Let's do the Bowers Mitchell thing again. Riley, Eldridge, Adames, Mitchell, Bowers, and the under fantasy score I want to take is Colby Thomas. I want to take under 3.5 fantasy score for Colby Thomas so bad. I'm not going to, but I want you to know how badly I want it. Also, this one's kind of weird to me. Not Goodman, sorry. Jay Langoliers is at 5.5. Nope, the conversion's not going to work on that. Sorry, scratch what I was saying. Don't listen to me. I'm a doofus. Just a dum-dum. You got a 9 mil? Dude, you are a savage. Do you know what would happen to my insides if I had a 9 milligram? Because that's what sesh is. They're like all 9 milligrams. And some of those, I've had a couple of those, usually just out drinking with the boys. And boy, do I feel like shit afterwards. Boy, do I shit afterwards. Anyway, relax, take it slow, and let the good times roll. See, Waylon, you Minnesota nice human being. You take care of me. I need more money down. I need more money down. But I can't do Ashcraft. Should I do DeGrom in one? Nope, he's up to 7Ks. DeGrom's at 7Ks now? Can I take that under? Dude, Stifler and American Pie. Stiffmeister, baby! Can I still play Nick Gonzalez? I can still play Nick Gonzalez. We'll play Nick Gonzalez. Man, it feels good to be back just firing off pick'em cards with the friends. All right, we got Eldridge in one for you here. J Metal, my guy. Jordan Walker, 5 fantasy points. Don't hate that, but not my favorite. I like the Eldridge one a lot. Eldridge is, I think, my boy. I think we made him a thing. We made a lot of guys things this year, and then you know what happens? Now their numbers are unplayable. I'm going to do drugs. Well, good luck. Let me know how that goes. Which brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack. Yeah, buddy, I've done that. It does not go. I go top deck, bottom deck, and then you go for a ride. Oh, you go for a ride. Oh, do you go for a ride? I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too. Mitch Hedberg, man. Minnesota's finest, Mitch Hedberg. Rip to Mitch Hedberg. One of the real ones. Goats of comedy and gone way too soon. How old was Mitch Hedberg when he died? 37. Yeah, born in St. Paul, Minnesota's finest. Oh, I outlived Mitch Hedberg. I feel like I'm not sure if that's defying the odds. I used to live in my 20s. There were some things that we could probably go back and do differently, but it all brought me here to talking baseball on stream for all, 412 over on X. We've got 150 people hanging out on YouTube. It'd be awesome if you guys could hit that like button for me. That's really all that I ask. We get to do this every day, Monday through Friday, and then weekends. Saturday was the first one that I haven't done a stream forever because, again, I got to plant trees. It's a real thing. Oh, you're going to do nice stuff for the community. Oh, everybody needs that. Oh. Actually, it was basically my wife being like, we need a new fruit tree in the back. It's like, all right, fine. I'll do that now in 107-degree heat. Awesome. Love doing that. Whatever. All right. Here are the pick'em cards that we ended up firing off. In case you weren't able to follow me just spewing everything, posted one of them for free out there for the people, but I didn't want to throw 5 of them out there. I want to make sure everybody in Discord and watching this program get the best numbers in case anything is going to take off and move. We got Gonzalez, Riley, Mitchell Bauer sandwich, Eldridge Adames sandwich. And what's nice is you don't get those negative downgrades when you're taking little pockets of space. Riley France, Mitchell Bowers, Chaparro. Wanted to get one without Chaparro out there and take a 6x shot. Ashcraft, Riley, Chaparro. And I've maxed out Riley now, so I can't play anymore on Riley the rest of the way. Adames, Chaparro. And then, I can bet as much as I want on Riley, but that's neither here nor there. Thank you, Kalshi, if need be. All right. Let's get a couple more bets in because I've got some spots. We still have 19 minutes before it's meeting time for me. We're going to have a full 2-hour program today. Hey, Lindy, I hate asking the square question, but just wondering your model as for the most likely home runs when projections are being funky right now, odds aside, obviously. You know how I feel about this question. I can tell you one thing. The most likely home runs all exist in Wrigley. They are actually no. Rafael Devers is in my top 5. So Kevin McGonigal, Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, Dylan Dingler, Rafael Devers. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Devers we got at 450 plus yesterday, plus 454 over on DK. We completely nuked that. We've completely nuked it. Then you got James Wood, unbettable, 220. No, thank you. Kyle Schwarber, 171 on DK. No, thank you. Then it goes back to Bregman. We get our first Cub in there. PCA, they're both next to each other. I have them within 2 cents of each other, but you don't care about such things. I care about such things. Colt Keith comes along for the ride. Man, we got a lot of Detroit, and then San Francisco in Kaufman. I feel like in DFS that's just been something I've routinely done. Friday didn't go well. Sunday went really well. Shout out the Padres for finally getting their shit together for a game, and Tatis actually hitting home runs and shit. What a time to be alive. But we like this and humidity, and it's just going to get dumb. You guys, we pull up the park leaderboard factors, not because I think it's cute and a talking point. We do it because this year, lefties, this number is going to come way, way up this summer in Kauffman. Kauffman Stadium is going to go way up for home runs. And if you just do it for both sides, where righties have had a lot of fun still, dead neutral, this is going to go way up over the course of this summer. We're going to be north of this 100 number in the next month and a half. Pretty convinced. You get this high humidity, 90 plus degree weather in Kansas City. It ran auspiciously cold. Not like 60, 70 degrees, but like lower 80s. It was pretty nice for most of June in KC. It is now swamp ass season. You're learning to launch the ball instead of line drives. Yeah, he talked a little bit. I watched a Padres broadcast where they were talking about how he was trying to change his launch, he did some stuff in the offseason that obviously went against him. Pete Alonso's batting second today. What? Tyler O'Neill batting fourth. So Tyler O'Neill, that hit looks a lot better in cleanup. Encarnacion Strand, welcome to the squad, bro. That's just a weird looking lineup. Basalo got dinged up yesterday. You don't have Rushman in there. You get Huff in the 9 hole. Tyler O'Neill hit. Off the board there. Yeah, I know. I didn't play the O'Neill hit either. And it is very, very much something we should jump on Prize Picks. Minus 122, he's batting cleanup. That's a guaranteed 3 at-bats. This might be the most Prize Picks cards we've had individually in the Discord in some time. Sorry, it's the right play. Riley still, I mean, I can't play him anymore. So let's go Ashcraft. I can't play Ashcraft anymore. Great. We already established that. What can I play? I would play Ashcraft and Riley with it right now. I need to find something quick that I haven't utilized the max on. I haven't maxed out Chaparro yet. I'm close. I think I have 5 more on Chaparro. Adames, can't play him anymore. You know, one guy we haven't talked about yet, Holt Keith. I'm just a little worried about Tyon's pitch count here, and they are so quick to the trigger. There's a little bit of a pricing outlier there. I'm pretty worried Tyon, in the event that he only goes 55, 60 pitches, it gets a little dicey. Casey Schmidt. Yeah, this just, I remember doing the pick'em streams. This feels auspiciously close. This is fun. But this is where the value exists. Like, this is gone everywhere else, not here. Casey Schmidt's 5. Oh, yeah, we'll go Schmidt and Eldridge. Because I know I can play those 2. Wait, I can play Carey still. I can play Kerry Carpenter, 4.5 fantasy score, or Torque. I'm going to do one of each. Schmidt, Eldridge, Carp, and Torkelson, O'Neill hit. It downgrades it. Like, I got to get one more leg in there, make it a 6 pick. Might as well just aim for the top on some of these. They've got massive edges. Oh, I have more room for Adames. No, I don't. Can't play him. Cool. I can go 5 more Chaparro. I can go 5 more on Chaparro. Cool. Thought I'd maxed him out. Let me play it. I'd prefer, instead of Chaparro, going to Ashcraft, but I'm done with Ashcraft. I can't do it. Not because I mean, I want to, I just can't. Won't let me play him. Won't let me submit it. Oh my God. I haven't bet Kerry Carpenter since he fell off a cliff. Well, he didn't have wind out in Wrigley in any of those spots. So I will say that. What was Ashcraft again? 6.5 strikeouts. All right, my friends. Giants lineup out. Araz, Eldridge, Schmidt. So we just got the Eldridge Schmidt sandwich in the perfect time. I mean, they were expected to bat second, third. Adames and Gilbert are our sandwich at the bottom. I don't mind if you're able to get more on Adames. Adames, I can't do Adames Gilbert further down. But, all right. Tyler O'Neill, we got at least a bit of exposure there. I'm going to try to add something else after this program. Kerry Carpenter, Torkelson, Chaparro. Nick Gonzalez, Austin Riley, Mitchell, Bowers, Eldridge, Adames. Not as much correlation there, but obviously they're on the same team facing the same pitcher and the same game environment. Riley, France, Mitchell, Bowers, Chaparro. Ashcraft, Riley, Chaparro. Riley, Adames, Chaparro. Chaparro now done. 2, 3, 4. Feel good about that. Feel good about that. Those are some good cards, friends. That's where the value lies. I wish I could add some Ashcraft with him. Wish I could add some more Riley. But Tyler O'Neill hit. Need to add some more to that. So we got those in. We got the Austin Riley home run in, which is just going to look better and better as the minutes go by. There's 460 available. That's just dumb. It's just dumb. Just join me. Let's go see Sergio. One more home run play for the people, because I know I'm going to bet this guy, so I might as well just bet him now. There we go. Hold on. It's not there. It's not in my sheet anymore. Where is this Detroit lineup? It's the only guy that I liked for a home run at the price. We don't have the Detroit lineup yet. All right. Well, just keep it in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. Plus 700 is too wide. I think there's major pinch hit risk at times for McKinstry and company, but 700, who is 390 at BetMGM, there's a reason. Well, if you played at BetMGM, you're brain dead, so don't do that. But as long as he makes this lineup and is 7th or better, assumed 7th, I'm going to bet McKinstry. Carries the same pinch hit risk that Carpenter does. O'Neill got nuked? Yeah. O'Neill was always going to get nuked. Batting cleanup. So there's that. 1.5 HRR, 1.05x. That's okay. I doubt I like it. I mean, his hit is drastically better for us. Yeah, I wouldn't play it, Polly. Bet it at FanDuel. Anyone as a replacement for O'Neill? I mean, I have so many options. Chaparro's a replacement for O'Neill. Or wait, Chaparro's in that already. Braxton Ashcraft. Play it with Ashcraft. Play this with Ashcraft. Over 6.5 strikeouts. Whew! That was intense. All the value on Pick'em today. Can we just wipe the board? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Pick'em cards. Maxed out Chaparro, maxed out Adames, Maxed out Ashcraft. And I mean, I tailed some people on some of them too, but where are we going? I'm not going anywhere yet for another 2 minutes. But McKinstry, I got to make sure. I got to look at the lineup before I click on that. I don't think his number is going to go anywhere before then. It's too wide and Wrigley for a guy facing a righty, and then, I mean, him sandwiched next to Carpenter, there's a very good chance that they try to rip him off, but you're getting Tyone, who just, there are no words for how egregious he has been. And if he only gets the 2 at-bats, this is my other sneaky thing. You'll get voided on Prize Picks if he only gets 2 at-bats. Don't ask for it, but that's what happens when they just get 2 at-bats and get pulled before a 5th inning. So, Kerry Carpenter, I don't want to probably have him and McKinstry in the same card, and that's why we didn't even play McKinstry for that. I'm just going to bet McKinstry. Way better number than Kerry. And Kerry looks nuclear for a home run, but he is priced as such. This is not bettable. This sure is. Jackson Holiday not in the lineup. Yep. 18 Prize Pick slips. That's more than one. I got 6 of them out there, though, for everybody today. Yeah, I'll retweet you here, too. Why can I not repost this? Oh, you posted it to VIP. That would be why. Love. 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 Especially love that you want to play more. Adley Rushman on the 10-day IL. We assumed that based on your lineup with Sam Huff. Could have used that. Something that could have been brought to my attention yesterday. Anyway, keep eyes on McKinstry. Keep eyes on Discord. I'm going to have a lot more bets coming in as the lineups are rolling out here throughout the day. We have a ton of volume today. To recap, O'Neill, Eldridge, Schmidt, Carpenter, Torkelson, Chaparro, Sandwich, no negative downgrade. Gonzalez, Riley, Mitchell, Bowers, Eldridge, Adames. Useful. Let me just click on my thingy here. Riley, France, Mitchell, Bowers, Chaparro. Ashcraft, Riley, Chaparro. Riley, Adames, Chaparro. Austin Riley, home run. For the show, Gonzalez, Gilbert Adames, Carpenter, Torkelson, Chaparro. I can probably get some more torque down. I should go torque with some other stuff. Ryan Weathers. Over pitching outs. Not going to make me scared of if Valdez shows up in some way, shape, or form. That's not going to scare me off. James Wood, 1.5 total hits. Talked about it. Puissant. Negative binomial distributions. We love math. Riley Green, 2 RBIs. Riley Green, 1 RBI. Think that's a better way of trying to encapsulate him. The tiniest of tiny CLV, although no VIG, you're able to get a little bit better. Not a lot, baby girl, just a little bit. And then we'll head to the crib in a little bit. I'll show you how I live in a little bit with Trevor McDonald. Had a farm, EIE, I know. Getting some CLV here. Think it's pick 'em viable. Might end up on an underdog card. Might end up. I got to look at the home run board for underdog as well. Kyle Lehigh, we like his strikeouts. We like Liam Hicks for HRR. We like the Marlins money line. We like Rafael Devers home run. We like Heliot Ramos home run. We got Dodgers. Oh my God, I have a lot. Jacob Mizrowski, tippy top ladder, all the CLV and all the land that you could ever ask for. Can't ask for more than that. Might have been on the right trail with that. Dylan Cease, plus 120. Tiniest bit of CLV here. Plus 114 on FanDuel. Just fine if you want to join me in that brigade. Braxton Ashcraft, rounding it all out. The Twins, Guardians, slight under, even though this one doesn't look as good because Byron Buxton was not expected back yet, but minus 105. Not going to break my heart knowing that we've got Caratini instead of Jeffers. Tons of research, tons of bets, tons of pick'em. tons of opportunities for us, not to change our lives today, but to really continue putting down some good bets together on a day in, day out basis. If you could, hit that like button for me on the way out. If you would like to check out the tools here at OddsShopper that I've been sharing throughout the duration of this program and every single Live with Lindy, Baby Lindy 50, that gets it done. And if you want to join the Discord to get all the bets from me specifically and chat with me and Polly Pocket and J Metal K, because they're cool people too. My guy Waylon F. and Jennings, C.S. Berg, as he's known, 40% off. Awesome community. Again, more importantly, great bettors. My guy B. Schwartz, really good stuff. Really good stuff across the board. White Sox lineup rolling out. Got some stuff I'm going to be adjusting here, that's for sure. So with that, I hope you had fun. Hope you've had an instructive couple of hours. I am Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Monday. Let's cash some pick 'em.